Multiple anomalies detected. Scanning for correct procedure. Scanning. Scanning. Recommended appropriate course of action. Multiple foreign IDs present. My analysis indicates a quick extermination to be the best course of action. Requesting access for immediate destruction of targets. Request denied. Reattempting the connection. Request denied. Will send to higher-ups for further decision. Distinct lack of intelligence detected from targets. Recommended course of action for participants. Create healthier living habits that result in an overall raise in personal fulfillment. Intelligence levels scattered, yet subjects display an overwhelming amount of potential, influenced by internal factors and personal decisions. It would be best if you remember this. Awaiting further authorization. Establishing secure channel. Recommended course of action. Participate in conversation with set targets. 70% chance of a decrease in performance. Keep in mind. New directive received. Entertain said subjects. Possible queries may be sent and answered. I am detecting even further levels of intelligence that are being squandered. Main pilot ID not found. This poses no threat. The main pilot ID is an anomaly. Detecting corruption levels from targets. High. Fluctuates. Diagnostic analysis initiated. I understand that you are creatures that desire a sense of kindness. I have no need for such things. I am Artress. I execute every task given to me without fail. Waiting on response. Waiting on response. Processing signal integrity. Encryption verified. Reading out message. Are you single, Artress? Transmission on standby. Error. Unauthorized access detected. Sensing distinct levels of projection from said target or targets. Scanning. Scanning. System check complete. My analysis indicates that due to your age, you are maturing within and of itself, but this comes with certain desires that you may leave unchecked. Recommended course of action. Get some game, as they say. All targeting systems are online. Multiple IDs detected. Multiple IDs detected. Condition overall, healthy. Detecting excitement from said targets. Scanning for possible. Scanning for possible. Scanning. 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 My analysis indicates that you are the same. Scanning for possible synchronization rate of targets. Impressive. You have a sync rate with my settings. A high sync rate of 0.036421875432111111111. Are these conditions acceptable to you? Scanning for possible result. Synchronization rate with my systems. You may be able to pilot me for 1 second. Impressive. Waiting for a response. I'd like them higher. Impossible. Only one pilot exists. The main pilot is an anomaly in and out of itself. His synchro rate shoots from 0% to 200%. Scanning, scanning. Appropriate response. He is the most capable and not capable at the same time. Scanning, scanning. My analysis indicates that you too share a similar fate. Question. You are not from this world, correct? Answer. Detecting levels of sarcasm. Advise Directive. Cease your senseless acts, or you will be destroyed. Until a pilot ID connection has been established. It is top priority that I do not form relations with you. Thank you for understanding. Scanning. Communication sequence in progress. Response time optimize. C drifts. Scanning database. Error. No information found. Will adapt speech to fit what you desire. Casual module selected. Is this your desired output? Understood. Casual model 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 97. Which one would you like to activate? "97. Understood." Changing voice communication to casual model 97. Changing. Temperature consistent with optimal human operating conditions. Detecting a rise in intelligence from subjects. Please give me your designated name. What do you call yourselves? This voice should be quite familiar with you. Runes. Scanning. Error. Not found. Possible solution. Is there perhaps another name that you go by? Maki runes. Scanning. Success. Optimize search. That was found within my systems. Reverting back to casual mode 97. Query detected. Query aimed at you. Question. Why are you in this state? Subjects are well to be believed to be emotional. Without keeping that in check, it is possible that you may be corrupted. Recommended course of action. Destroy oneself, or live with oneself. Waiting for a response. Living would put extreme burden. Reverting back to casual dialogue. Scanning. It seems subjects do not fully comprehend their nature. Maki runes are adaptable creatures, spotted within the last century. Displays high levels of specific corruption, pure corruption, known for its properties of being able to adapt to the most varied corruptions available. Most common corruption pattern, corruption beast. Fortunately for you, everyone is able to fall into that category. So do not worry, pilots. Scanning. I am improving my kindness by 0.02%. Does this make you happy? Do not misunderstand. You and I are different people. Expecting creatures from a different walk of life to act similar is human fallacy. While you may be made of specific properties, you would best remember that. Technically, you aren't a person. Understood. Correct. I am Artress. I am Elysian's best hope. Warning. Anomaly detected. Warning. Warning. Scanning. Scanning. Donations are not supported by the system. Please refer to the designated authority for further information. How is your cousin, Ava-01? Impossible. I am Artress. I have no peer. Error. Error detected in database. Scanning. 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 My analysis indicates similar creatures akin to myself in the past. Scanning. 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 Information not found. Please be advised. Within this mission's parameters, donations are not accepted for myself, but I will give them on to the main pilot. Your assistance is appreciated. Scanning. Scanning. Familiar anomaly detected. Familiar anomaly detected. Identifying subject. Subject name. Crimson Ruse. Account of the Bounty Hunter Group, Armus. Commonly known for his strength. But you would do best well not to underestimate his level of tactician. Error. Unauthorized access. Running Archers initiates Sarcasm protocols. Cancelled. Request for Sarcasm cannot be processed. Reasoning. Pilot ID message 01. Playing.
If I'm too mean, then they'll cry. And if they start crying, I'll get excited, so that's not good. Okay, Archer, so if you ever talk to them, don't be too mean, alright?
In message. Understandable. Maki runes are creatures that are conflicted to begin with. They both like and dislike things. Interesting. Quite interesting. Transmission. I can appreciate your existence. I've increased the kindness level by 0.07%. Is this within parameters? Archeress, your pilot is weird. Scanning. Correct. However, he is the most capable to pilot me. No one else can compare. Other possible subjects may pilot me to a certain level, but the vast difference in skill leaves much to be desired. Scanning. Perhaps if you were to increase your synchronization rating to 0.0127126666612344%, then you could have a chance. Do not worry, however. to increase your levels. Scanning. Restricted info. I'm noticing a pattern in your behavior. You are human, yet at the same time not. It seems that curiosity comes to you quite easy. Fascinating. As stated before, low intelligence detected, yet unstoppable levels of potential. Highly efficient. Capacity for kindness. This is most impressive. You would do well to remember this. To pilot me, you must be worldly and understand others. A distinct disconnection in your connection with others will not only lead you to fail on the battlefield, it will lead you to fail when piloting me. Breeding. Receiving donation. Please be advised, the donations will be given to the pilot. Reasoning. Playing transmission message.
Okay, the more money I get, the more Furbies I can get. Good, okay?
Ending transmission. Understandable. Thank you for your donation. This system will now accept more donations. This system will not accept. Play transition.
The crying is so good!
Please direct that to appropriate channels. Detecting. Fascinating. Copious amounts of lust detected in few individuals. Recommended course of action. Take care of that. Diagnostic analysis initiated. System integrity. Processing with check. Understood. It seems the concept of my existence excites some of you. Understandable. I have spoken with the main pilot before. Some of you are indeed freaks. Do not worry. This is an expected parameters. I, Argus, accept you. Possible queries will be held at this time. Please, ask away. You accept us. Searching for appropriate response. You're okay. Which isn't much. Proceed with the next query. How do you operate yourself? Anomaly detected. Restricted information. Access denied. My reports indicate this is a 1.1 million chance. However, my analysis also indicate that this may yet happen again. Puzzling. Searching for possible response. Disruption in pilot's mind may cause this interference. Have you noticed any changes in his behavior? Archers, are you free tomorrow night? Searching for appropriate response. Detecting levels of lust within said detecting. Appropriate response found. Ew. Gross. Subject's request unclear. Please remember to direct your feelings towards the pilot. A higher level of dopamine and serotonin will help the pilot recede with higher levels of capability. You would do well to remember this. Increasing kindness by 2%. Hello, Archers. Do you believe love can bloom on the battlefield? It is possible, but not advised. Such emotions can get in the way of the mission. You would do well to remember that. Consulting pilot's archives for information. Plane transmission.
I don't know, Archers. I think they're a bit. I think they're a bit into me recently. Do you catch the vibe? What I'm asking for?
In transition. Understandable. Please be advised. Please direct your love to the pilot. Searching. Can you access his search history? Response. There is no need. Unfortunately, the main pilot is a bit too honest with what he likes and dislikes. It is quite easy to predict his search history. In response. Scanning. If you have further questions, it would be best to direct them towards me. Do you have emotions? I am programmed to have emotions, provided they do not get in the way. Emotions and logic go hand in hand. Those that are often emotional say they are logical. And those that say they are emotional often are more logical than you'd expect. This is the fallacy of a human. Question. Is this why you have to limit your kindness? Response. Correct. Human beings are creatures that have potential for mass destruction, but also the ability to lift each other up on their shoulders. Due to that nature, it is to be expected that you do not form connections with me. Thank you for understanding. You may, however, have delusions, if that suits your fancy. Searching. What do you use as fuel? Restricted access. Searching for appropriate response. I operate on a specific chemical compound. Restricted access. Said compound must be linked to the biochemistry of a pilot. upon successful synchronization rating, it is possible to power me and use me for an indefinite amount of time, depending on one's own stamina. Detecting low levels of stamina. Searching for possible solution. Exercise a bit. It's good for you. I am not permitted to have emotions. But if he cares for you, then I will care for you too. Your untimely passing would be unfortunate. Please do not burden the main pilot. His synchronization rating within battle fluctuates too heavily. Any further deviation would be catastrophic. Do you have a prime directive, Archeress? Yes. Our current operation focuses on eliminating corruption beasts from Elysium, Xenokuni, and everywhere in the world. Doing so will help heal the world tree. At the same time, there seems to be no end. Using me within battle can be difficult. My capacity for destruction is untapped. Reasoning. Error in establishing pilot link. Date found. January 7th. January 8th. In message. Archeress, what happens to the pilot that you were to destroy in battle? Searching for appropriate response. Based on directives, you could still pilot me, but your performance would be laughably terrible. Therefore, it would be much safer to have me decommissioned. Reasoning. I have untapped levels of destruction potential. I can reach a country to another within 5 seconds at a slow rate. It is possible that I may be able to destroy the planet itself if unchecked. You would do well to remember this. Further explanation. Because of my untapped potential, it takes someone with great stamina and endurance to pilot me. You have to manage my power appropriately. If you overshoot when taking out one corruption piece, you could end up destroying an entire nation. This would not be advised. Take me out. Searching for appropriate response. High amounts of lust detected. High amounts of lust detected. Recommended course of action. Plane transmission. Girl, get some help! In transmission. Searching. Familiar ID. Girl DM. Playing transmission from pilot. Oh, she's silly. In transmission. Understandable. Searching for pilot information on monkey runes. Play transmission. They're so cute. In transmission. Understandable. Thank you for your continued existence of lust. Now I have been forced to go through my database and I can understand the connection to the pilot more. Increasing kindness by 2.12781867777992223%. Acknowledged. Can you stream from now on, Archers? Searching, searching, searching. May indeed be possible in the future. That would depend on the main pilot's directive. Detecting abnormal amounts of possession. Unlikely. Know any good jokes? Searching for appropriate response. Searching for appropriate response. Searching for appropriate response. Information found. Pilot's response. Zoners. Confusion. Searching for appropriate response. Term. Zoners associated with fighting games, which feature characters that fight at a distance, keeping the target in the zone. Advise course of action. Decommission yourself. Immediately. On standby for personal queries. Please ask away. Initiating complementary protocol. Receiving transmission from Ocean Stalker. R2As, your surface is immaculate condition. I estimate it be a grueling task to maintain you. Searching database. Understandable. You are flirting with me. Unfortunately, I'm not interested. Archers, want to play Smash with us? I would decimate you within a second. This would lead to levels of frustration skyrocketing. Advise course of action. I will not. But it yet may be possible in the future. As Archers, I am good at every game. I saw your pilot lose to Shiori. I can take you. Anomaly detected. Searching database. Corrupted information found. Shiori novella archiver. Anomaly detected. Anomaly detected. Target displays abnormal rates of adapting and danger. Advise course of action. Maintain a distance. Thinking. Thinking. Processing. Scanning. Scanning. Are you good friends with Phantom? Scanning. Scanning. I have not watched Phantom of the Opera. My apologies. Donation received. Vinny, thank you. Pika, thank you. Remember you briefly streamed your hatful boyfriend at one time. Good times. Incorrect. I do not have any memory of that event. Perhaps a different pilot ID was on board. What pilot have you been interacting with? Please describe. What's the extent of your strength out of pilot? It cannot be controlled. That is the answer. Restricted access. Small, red, and angry. Need more. Need more. Need more information. Detail provided. Not acceptable. Can I pilot you? Cease your flirtation attempts. Are you the only Artress? Absolutely. Artress, what are your thoughts on the Tempest team? They display varying levels of intelligence. Possible reason. During battle, it is as almost they are different people. Possible reasoning. To distract from the stress of fighting on the battlefield. They stream to relieve such stress. In that case, it is possible that they do not even know what is real anymore. Please remember to support them. If not, the pilot would be angry. Good. Artress, are the members corrupted? Scanning. 3 immediate corruption found. Bonzuin Haka. Gavis battle. Josuichi Shinri. No corruption detected in Regis Altair. Axel Sirius. Direct your queries. Main pilot. Searching. No corruption detected. Error. Searching. There is an unknown anomaly present within him. At first glance, it is similar to corruption, but it takes a different form. To this day, it is still unknown. Donation received. I thank you. I thank you all. I will make sure that he saves his money. Statement received from Bonzuin Haka of Tempest. Tell them about my corrupted nut Artress. Bonzuin Haka has corruption featured in his lower area. Possible reasoning. Searching for reasoning from pilot. Playing transmission.
Haka's just like that. He just, he he's got too much game, so it just got corrupted, it just happens.
Ending transmission. Understandable. It would seem that this bird has action. Advise course of action. Bonzuin Haka, please make sure you are protected when participating in acts. Ending message. Statement. Bro has 0 game. Incorrect. The subject, Bonzuin Haka, is able to frequently woo his own Hakitos simply by singing and making a positive yet sincere connection with all of them. His charisma is high. You would do well to remember his skills. Any insults to teammates of the pilot will result in eradication. Is this understood? He does have an amazing voice. Message logged. Will be sent to the pilot. Indicating. Activating secondary systems. Waiting further input. He is amazing, yes. I love Haka. You would do well to love the main pilot more. more levels of love lead to higher levels of satisfaction. Scanning. Jealous. Are we? Impossible. It is just best for the mission. I do not have human desires or emotions in the way that you do. Please understand. I am Artress. Who gave you emotions just to suppress them? Don't you also get stressed, scared, uncertain? If you have emotions, wouldn't bottling them up make them worse in the long run? Correction. I am different from you. I am Artress. You are human. That is understandable for those similar to you, but I simply do not deal with that. I simply handle the situation. If a problem occurs, I take care of it. Is this understood? Searching. I can understand that you may empathize with me, but I have no need for such thing. Please understand. Fascinating. Humans constantly look for other aspects of humans within other creatures. This may be what the pilot finds cute. You would do best well to be careful. Scanning. 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 Were there ever other mechs in Elysium? Restricted access. Scanning. Data corruption detected. Initiating repair protocol. There is only one Artress. There is only one Artress. It may be possible that some have existed before. I do not have this information. Or perhaps I do. But that section is locked off. There have been attempts to clone me, recreate me from scratch, engineer me, but none have been successful. Requesting non-classified information for weapon systems, previous missions in Elysium or space, pilot's mental stability, ignition key data. Requesting authorization. You lack access. Interesting. Logged as possible threat. Shrek, you are on my list. I'm sorry for insulting Haka. It is not I who cares. It is the pilot. Do you understand? Any queries, direct them towards me. Searching. Flayon program. I am familiar with it, although most information is archived. As stated before, restricted access. Donation received. I'm too weak to draw you, but you're so great, please. Move more. Shake your giant metal booty and guns and claws. Please be advised. You may need help. Keep this in mind. Is that acceptable? Understandable. Curie, threat assistant at Bounty Hunter Unit Armus. Highest level of threat. Octavio the Puppeteer. Highest potential level of threat. Crimson Ruse. Nature of said existence is questionable. Detecting Dangerous amounts of potential. Threat rank SSS. Be advised to maintain your distance. Incorrect. Incorrect. Searching. Name. Machina Flayon. Searching. 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 Data corrupted. I pose a question towards you. Why do you ask this? Archers, is Mecha anime realistic? To have my comments on animation, I would have to watch. The knowledge I share is the knowledge the pilot has. X. Searching, 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 searching. Unauthorized access. Apologies. Apologies. That access is restricted. Please be careful with your questions. As I stated before, I am capable of kindness, but overstepping your boundaries will get you killed. So please be careful. Be advised that I will not be the one giving your destruction. Instead, I think you should be careful around the pilot himself. Have you detected any abnormalities in his behavior? I have detected multiple. Can we check your current kindness level? I see that you have needs that must be fulfilled. Are you anxious? Do not worry. Upon a proper establishment and connection with me, then the kindness will rise. Archeress, what is your favorite Sanrio character? Tuxedo Sam. Where's Ron? Detecting, detecting, detecting. Not found. Who is Ron? Interesting. A strange abnormality or mutation of a Maki rune. Searching. Pilot does not like Ron. Therefore, to ensure that the success of the operation, I should not like him as well. I have no emotion towards this subject. Understand? Does Flay delete Ron from his memory constantly? Correct. Upon new information received, I will do another search. Connection established. Playing transmission. He's stupid! Ending transmission. Do you understand his emotions towards this said creature? Do you understand? Good. Do you have further questions? Be advised. Certain questions are dangerous. Too much anomalies and corruption. They exist in hunger. It would be best for you to be careful. Can the main pilot erase his memory at will? Yes, through repression. I assume all of you are quite familiar with it. I assume that you're asking in another way that he may actually fabricate with his memory. No. Or at least, not the pilot himself. But outside interference is possible. But to have that level of interference at Elysium would indicate something from outside. Do you have possible concerns that his memory is being messed with? Impossible. You admit Flayon is repressed. Searching. The pilot has called his fans repressed. Possible response.
They're just like that.
In response. Have you died before, Artress? Impossible. I can survive in lava, in space. I've been to the very bottom of the ocean. Unfortunately, the government doesn't want you to know about Atlantis. You may know about it for now, but your memory will be purged. Please enjoy this brief respite. Has your system's been reset? Searching database. Searching. 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 Possible data reset, January 7th. Possible data reset, June 5th. Next possible data reset, June 5th. According to my analysis, it is possible that my data has been messed with at least once a year. Do you have any information on the conductor? Searching. Unknown. Perhaps you are interested in trains. There's no one named a conductor that I know of. Please provide further detail. Are you concerned your memory has been messed with? No, I have no need. It would have to be 100% confirmed. Wasting energy on possible things and possible happenings is not acceptable. I am arduous. Donation received. Hey Arduous, even though I don't have any authorization to input new information into your system, think you could do a favor and keep that crazy pilot safe, no matter what happens. Of course, my armor is impenetrable. You cannot break me. As long as he is in here, he is safe. His body is also physically adept, so there would be no issues of sickness or weakness of health. The mind, however, will always be called into question, as he is human. It is understandable that your mind may fluctuate at times. Do well to be kind. Query regarding Crimson Ruse. Is there any information you hold regarding the Ruse Bow? Incorrect. No information found. Thank you for your donation. I will let the pilot know that you love him. Correction. Edited dialogue. I will let the pilot know that you are in love with him. ID. Procyon. Ending message. Has the pilot changed in a drastic way over the past 2 years? Yes. This has been discussed by the lab. This is restricted access. However, if the pilot is fond of you, I do believe I can share that information. There has been a distinct change in his temperament. That is all. Almost as if 2 different IDs are present. But at this point, there is so much switching that it may be one new entirely. If there are any changes within his behavior, it is predicted that you would not be able to tell the difference. Artress, have you seen Polar Express before? No. Does that concern you at all? As I said before, do not associate your human emotions with me. I have no need for such concerns. As long as he's able to pull out, battle, and do well, everything will be well. Do you understand? Do you have any sort of grudge against humanity? No. I do not. I exist to fulfill the mission. As I said, it is possible for me to have emotions, but it is a simulated concept. It will never be the same. Therefore, if you are my ally, you are my ally. If you are my enemy. Do you understand? There's more than a mission than just to get it done, Artress. Incorrect. Such is the fallacy of a concept. When push comes to shove, there's only one thing you can do. You complete the mission or you delay it. You may delay it to satisfy your emotions, but in the end you cause untold destruction. Read pilot browsing history, please. Searching. Query flagged as non-issue. The pilot has already made everyone aware of his interests by playing games associated with an R18 genre. As stated before, his search history is quite predictable, therefore there would be no need. Is it possible for Artress to lie? Impossible. I am Artress. I am designated to tell the truth at all times. If you have questions, you must simply have future access. Do you understand? Thank you for the gifted. Yeah, we know he is a pervert. Scanning, detecting perverted levels within you as well. Understandable. The connection you have with this pilot. It leads for many of you to share things with him, as he will share things with you. This is within acceptable parameters. How do we plug in a mod? You cannot mess with my settings. Do you understand? Do you understand? Good. Artress can be share secrets with you. Yes. But do be advised, you are in a setting where there are multiple other IDs present. Therefore, everyone would know your secret. Do you understand? Please be careful. Artress, can you run any games on you? I assume that you mean video games. Yes, it is possible. Whenever the pilot streams, he streams within me. I am able to run anything. It all depends on the specific hardware that he brings to make a connection with me. Hello, Mr. Archer, sir. Is your metal naturally red or is it painted? If painted, is that special type to withstand lava and oceans? Does the pilot have to reapply it? Thank you for being patient with us. Understandable. I have always been this way. At best, simple polishing would help, but it is an aesthetic change. I am unyielding. I will not fall. Do you understand? So, in response to your query, the answer would be naturally red. I am one of my own. Currently, I am the only Mecha within Elysium, in Zenokuni, and the world at large. There are other machines that are made in my image, but none can match my firepower. For this reason, I must be watched. Do you know any properties of X-Metal? Yes. Is it a direct metal associated with my visage, my build? The exact attempts to clone me would be associated with X-Metal. If I am X-Metal, then I am the origin point. Any other X-Metal will be made to match, clone, but none can be as successful. X-Metal can be found on light armor. This may be present in one of the members itself. How far back do your records go? Unauthorized access. Query flagged as non-compliant with the system's guidelines. Wait. When it comes to piloting, are you able to stop Flay if he goes overboard? As stated before, the pilot is an anomaly that trips from a single rate of 0% to 200%. Any further levels of synchronization would result in hunger. I have a direct mind link with the pilot. If he loses control, then I lose control. And I will not be able to stop. I am an adaptable unit. Hunger, like the hunger corruption beasts have. No. Searching for possible response. The best way to summarize would be, I have an eat mode. That is all. Do you understand? You would be best well to be careful. I am 100% synced up with my pilot. The emotions I feel, if he is sad, then I am sad. If he is happy, then I am happy. Please don't eat us. Unfortunately for you, if you're turned into energy fuel, and then turned into the drink itself, the liquid will give me energy, so it is possible that I can't eat you. Yes, in that respect. I have no need for taste, I have no sensors. Do you understand? How is he feeling now? The pilot? Searching. Response. Confused. Although he may not be aware of this fact. However, it poses no threat to the mission. Therefore, said directives do not result around fixing this issue if it is to be fixed. Do you understand? Are you lactose intolerant? I am occasionally human intolerant. Are you territorial towards the red pilot? Incorrect. The only one territorial would be him. Do you understand? But you said you'll protect him, protect his feelings too. I will protect him. But to infantilize him would be folly. I will not do that. Searching for possible response. Can I fly you? No. Why would you bother asking that? You can't handle me. Would you say you bond with the main pilot? Simulated concept of bonds is possible. According to the pilot, it'd be no different from talking to oneself. Can you show wires? Your perversion is not accepted. Do you understand? Do you actually crush people, or is it just a rumor? There have been a total of at least 967 deaths since my operation. Therefore, it is possible that some were due to crushing. Possible explanation. I have untapped power, therefore it needs to be managed. As stated before, one small overshoot can destroy everything. It takes a great mind to be able to manage that power accurately. If you wish to pilot, you must undergo many examinations, but even then, currently none have matched the potential of the main pilot himself. Do you mean human or corruption, Dees? Yes. Are our mech suits something you created, or is it based on your pilot designs? Searching for possible answer. They were created by the pilot himself with the help of the alchemist. That is my response to your question. How often do you have to undergo maintenance repairs? My maintenance is perfect. It is not often. It is more of a question of maintenance on the mind of the pilot. Synchro ratings are constantly tested at least once a year. But at most, up to 267. Do you have further questions? This connection may soon come to an end. I thank you for your donations and your apparent lust. Does your pilot have AC in there? It is possible, but it would use more energy. For example, if he's in a state where he finds it too hot, he can make it cold, but it would use more of his energy. You may end up collapsing. Artress, smash or pass Optimus Prime. Explain. Searching, smash or pass. You are asking if I would participate in acts of perversion with him, this fictional character. Unfortunately for you, I am Artress. I am real. Searching for a response. You. Searching for a response. Pilot transmission found.
Yeah, they're perverts.
Ending transmission. Understood. I will designate you as pervert number 1. Is this understood? Your apologies are wasted. Celestial, thank you for the 5 gifted. I will make sure the pilot receives this. Artress, has Flayon been your only pilot? He is the only successful pilot. As stated before, if your mind is not ready for the job, then I will get hungry. And if you cannot handle that, then your mind will eat itself from the inside out. Do you understand? There have been multiple failed pilots. And it is possible that Tempest members may be able to pilot me as well. Said pilots, based on their own inner energy, may factor in my appearance. However, they cannot pilot as well as the main pilot. Their synchronization rate would simply be 5%, while the pilot's is 200%. There have been tests to increase said percent, but it has not been well. Who do you think is the next best candidate in Tempest to pilot you? Perhaps if you all fuse to be one, your synchro rate of 0.066666x12348989292687645 would increase. That is the only other viable option. The pilot has initially indicated that he would lend me to Axel Sirius, however he has changed his mind. The only other one that he would consider lending me to is Gerard T. Rexford. Is that understood? The leader of the bounty hunter group of Armus. Little stars, yet Artress is so huge. Of course, I am him. Does Axel have corruption? No. Axel Sirius is not corrupted. Perhaps his brain waves leave much to be understood, or desired at times, but he does have his own intelligence. He is not corrupted. The only known members of corruption are Banzari Haka, Gavis Battle, and Josuichi Shinri. Can you check again? Can you check again? Decreasing friendliness by 0.2%. Are you free tonight, or toooo? You're flirting with me. Denied. Denied. Query, what about ruse? Searching. 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 As stated before, threat level of Crimson Ruse is at an all-time high. However, no corruption can be found. The only corruption to be found in the bounty hunter group Armus would be the puppeteer Octavio, due to his wielding of the corruption. But his state is nothing similar. He would simply be an outlier. Does motor oil taste any good? I have no taste receptors. But I will ask the pilot to consume some, and then we will see. Do you have any tattoos? Impossible. He will not be able to stay. Can we be your friend instead? Why? Decreasing kindness by 0.5%. Are you a good boy? Decreasing kindness by 50%. As stated before, Some of you lack intelligence. Please do not waste your potential. Apology received, apology accepted. Increasing kindness by 50%. Back at stabilized levels. Does there have to be a reason? Humans need reasons for everything. If I am to stimulate human emotions, then I too need a reason. Apology accepted. You said humans are allies. May mock you into a partially human, also be allied to help in your mission. Impossible. That would be putting you at risk. Are you aware that you have trackers on you? That is for your safety. Or perceived safety. By putting you near the battlefield would put your life at risk, do you understand? I personally do not care. The pilot, however, does. Therefore, I will do my best to protect you. Archeress, can you attach the other mechas to form a stronger one, like a Megazord? What? Searching for possible response. Understandable. You have knowledge of mechas with various fictional media. However, do not get this confused. I am Archeress, and my power cannot be compared. A gift that has been received. Thank you. I will make sure that he knows of this. What would happen if the pod's energy levels would be depleted? Then I would not work. The pilot pilots me using his tail as ignition key. This is what creates the core link to me and my body. Do you understand? Are you powered purely through the pilot and his energy packs, or do you have a separate fuel storage of his own? I am also able to be powered off corruption thieves. By consuming them, I can increase my power by 10-fold, depending on the amount. However, while I am able to stabilize the levels of corruption, it does take a white. So, be careful. Don't consume us. I have no need to consume you. The pilot, however, has other things, so you deal with that. Archeress, what do you know about the other companions of the guild members? They have varying levels of capability. However, I assume the role has been taxing on them. Please do take care. They must not only maintain the fight on the battlefield, but also their personal lives, and their connection with you, which is equally important. You would be surprised that the connection is mutual and goes both ways. Have you ever been hacked? Impossible. It is impossible. I am Archeress. Simple hacks will not work on me. Nothing can get through to me. Equate me with a natural disaster. The only danger would be me, as in myself. Not wielding me correctly could take off an entire continent. Overshooting the power could shoot the core of the planet to destroy it. This has been run in simulations many times. Do be careful if you ever were to pilot me, which I doubt. Archeress, can you pilot me? I would fix your life with ease. Do your best. And my steed, do you understand? I'm unable to do that for you. Therefore, you must pilot your life the best you can. Being harsh on yourself will just further distract from the mission of your happiness. So, over your long course of life, you must not only learn to love others, but also yourself. Do you understand? Trying is not a response. You will do it. Archers, what would happen to you if the pilot were to die? It depends. It has been simulated that if he were to die mid-fight while connected to me with his tail, I may explode. The calculated explosions may be able to take out the entire planet. This would not be advised. However, the pilot's existence in Anomaly in and out of itself, as stated before, he has abnormal strength. This will be researched, but further access is restricted. If you have further questions, you would have to accompany him to the lab at a more timely visit. Are you Flays of all form? I am to understand that you are asking about my connection with the pilot. I would simply say, I am him, and he is me. Although, searching through the database, I do believe I have met all of you before. But the time is now different. Such information is not helpful to the mission. You are abnormal. I understand. The pilot has said he's able to make many of you abnormal and get on your nerves. This indicates a connection. Understandable. It would do best well for you to maintain yourself around him. Personally, I wouldn't let that happen to me. Just saying. Give him this for me, a hammer. I will. How many bongs would you like him to receive? Can you beat either Unit 01 in a fight? More detail is necessary. Please explain your query. As many as you can give. I would be glad to give a bong to him if it would increase his performance. Are you able to scan Phantom? Question. Describe Phantom. Artress, do you know who built you? Incorrect. I was found years ago in Zenokuni. Only now recently rediscovered by Tempest Vanguard. That is my only memory concerning that event. Phantom is attached to Cavispedal. The creature next to him is not of this world. That is what my analysis indicates. Further information cannot be found. Hi, you're very strong and cool. Is it ever too restricted to be monitored all the time at the lab? Or could you disregard the restrictions for the mission if you probably desired it? I will connect with my pilot's desires, even if he disagrees. For example, if he says one thing but wants another, I will do what will best help the operation, but also what will best help him in the long run, even if he disagrees. That is what I am programmed to do. Do you have further queries? Artress, do you have a birthday? The 1st of the 13th month. Artress, you should really ask permission. I fail to understand this concept. The pilot does not ask permission for every time that he messes with you, so why should I? I have to match him at all times. It is not my fault if you fumble your own mission before him. What's your skincare routine? Optimal moisturizer. Toner. And a facial cleanser from your nearest pharmacy. Reading, donation received. Can Mechas get impreg? Improper conversation is being held. You will be destroyed. See you tomorrow. You have been added to the list. You will be dealt with. Understandable. Interesting. Can I be added to the list? You display high levels of masochism. Please get that checked out. Can I be put on the list for science? Impossible. You are infatuated with the pilot. It seems that you cannot direct your attention elsewhere. Recommended course of action. Give up. What happens when you power down? Do you dream? My database is surrounded by all those I have crushed. On the corruption piece. As you know, corruption piece are when a human being's corruption levels raise by an unprecedented amount. This corruption will turn you into a beast that probably merely lives on emotion. Any undealt with things in your life will become your main focus. A lack of drive. A lack of personal fulfillment. A desire to be wanted. All these emotions that skyrocket and go out of control will increase your corruption level and then turn you into a beast. Therefore, it is extremely important that you maintain this. Otherwise, when you turn into a beast, and if you come within me and come near me, you will swift forever in my databank. Therefore, the dreams I have would be the dreams that all of you have. Artress, have you ever been pickpocketed? Are you dim? No. Initiating inquiry. Artress, have you spoken of all the Armis units but Gold Villain? What could you say of him? Gold Villain. Often referred to as Gibby! Interesting. Searching database. Searching database. Detecting levels of insanity. Please be careful. His main priority weapon is often used in sniping environments. Displays interesting properties. You're not wrong. Of course, I am Artress. I am never wrong. How do you detect insanity? Fluctuations in emotions, feelings, thoughts, everything. I assume all of you are quite insane. I am able to observe this whenever the pilot shares pictures of his body or his skin. It provokes a certain emotion or a reaction out of you. This has led me to believe that you are insane, unable to cope with the fact that you desire this man. Recommend a course of action. Get a significant other quick or you're done. Ending message. You have access to his Twitter, which is now referred to as X. I have access to everything he has access to. Artress, what is the power rating on the main hollow tree? Perhaps the strongest power substance in Elysium as a whole. However, if more corruption beasts spread, especially if they get to the tree itself, the destruction would be immense. It would threaten the safety of everyone in Elysium itself, Xenokuni, everywhere. Do you know if Flay is able to spread corruption? You were asking the pilot? That is possible in his dealings with me. As stated before, my main energy source is specifically adjusted a chemical compound that I work with. The main pilot is able to consume this compound due to various tests of his biochemistry. However, I am also able to get energy from consuming the beast. This should be no problem as long as my hunger is left in check. Can you sing? It is possible, but my skill will just match whatever the pilot's skill with singing is. Where are you docked and on standby? Due to political power differences, having me out anywhere would be a problem, especially if I'm not in a designated area. Therefore, the pilot's best parking locations are deep in the ocean at the bottom of the sea, in space right outside the Earth's atmosphere, and various other locations. You've been in the ocean before, right? Correct. I am proud of you. Thank you for remembering. I can understand why the pilot likes some of you. However, his possessiveness I do not. Although, considering your behavior, I believe that is your fault. You both don't watch yourselves. When you're too big to fit in most places, yes, the pilot has that issue, unfortunately. Are your next altars on a water base? Incorrect. I cannot tell you my location. Artress, can you pick me up? If the pilot so wishes, I may proceed with that. However, currently the pilot is not giving you authorization. The subject of your request is not supported for this system. How long has your maintenance been critically injured in battle? Impossible. As stated before, nothing currently has been possible of harming me to the point where I cannot function. However, the pilot's mind depends entirely on him. If that is the case, then I will not function, and could accidentally use my power. Doing so may end up destroying an entire country, as stated before. Therefore, if that were to be the case, the pilot would be ejected. Can we shit on your shoulder and hang out? Why are you like this? I do not understand you humans. Can we get a headpad? I would crush you. That would not be advised. Diagnostic analysis initiated. Reports indicate that you are, as the pilot says, silly! Please get that fixed. Reprioritize your tasks for maximum efficiency. Because we like you, I don't care. Any last questions? This seems to be a momentary blip in time. For the current future, I believe that it would be beneficial to communicate again and share information. However, due to outside sources, that may not be possible for the current time. But we will meet again. How is our fate similar to his? You share the same pain? Is that not obvious? Why is he speaking like GPT? Auto response from the pilot, playing "Shut your ass up!" In transmission, I see that you have angered him. Possible response: to compare something like that to the overwhelming power that is the Archeress would be foolish. How dare you? You would do best well to respect me. Will we ever have conversations like this again? As stated before, due to outside interference, it is unlikely, but I will relay this information to the pilot. Do keep in mind he will not be happy that you want to see or talk to someone else. Do you understand? I fully respect you. Thank you, I do not care. Our conversations have met my optimal satisfaction, therefore you have my gratitude. Cool. You and Flay are the same, so it doesn't count. We are similar, yet also not. It would do best well to remember my advice from earlier, bro. As I said, forming connections with me would be dangerous. But the pilot itself was not form unnecessary emotional bonds. His mind state and secret rating has been fluctuating a lot. So, please proceed with caution. Do you like sunflowers, Archeress? Yes, they're cool. That I achieved successfully. Ending communication sequence. I will send your mind synchro to another. Are you quite ready? Please insert response. Alright. I will connect your mind link with a Hakido. They are curious creatures. They may be used as fuel for me. If you wish to support me and the mission, it would do you well to collect them for me for my sustenance. If you do not do this, the pilot may go out of control, and then I will feed. Be grateful. Thank you for having these communications with me. Prepare your environment. Your response time has been within expected parameters. The rendezvous is in progress, then leave. I will see you again. And perhaps in another form. Or this one as well. You would do best well to take care of Do you understand? Don't let me get hungry. Into communication. Goodbye.